back to my channel, The Transparent Homeschool. My name is Beth, and if you're new here, I normally make homeschooling content. I homeschool for kiddos, and so that's normally what my content is about. Today, however, I wanted to bring you the second video about my health journey. The first one I will link up here if you did not catch that. But in that video, I briefly introduce a program that I am using to make changes in my life for my health. And so today I'm going to go a little bit more in depth to the program that I am using. What program am I using? It is OPTAVIA. And there's a lot of components that go into this program. And so I'm really just going to jump in and get started. So the first thing that you're going to do when you are thinking about joining OPTAVIA is go to the website, and there is a health assessment that you take. It's very quick, and you really should be honest with yourself because no one's going to get better by lying. So just be humble and be honest so that you can start making real progress. A coach will contact you, and they will try to set you up with the program so you can get started as soon as possible. During that meeting with the coach that contacts you, they will talk about a really brief overview of the program. In the first couple months, you will be in phase 1, which is healthy weight loss. Now, this means, again, I'm going to go way more in depth in a second, but I'm just kind of, giving a very brief overview. So when you are in your weight loss, you will be eating every 2 to 3 hours, making sure you get plenty of hydration, at least 64 ounces of water every day. And like I said, eating every 2 to 3 hours. In that component alone, there are fuelings. The fuelings are really what make up like the bread and butter of the weight loss program, the weight loss component of this program. And I'll go into that in a little bit, but that's kind of what you will be using to fuel your body while your body heals itself, while it is releasing all of that unhealthy fat. After you have that call and you get set up, your first kit will be ordered. It will come to you in a few days, and it will come in a very large box like this one with all of your fuelings in it. And it will also come with an OPTAVIA guide. And this is a really great book. It just gets you started with exactly what you need to do right off the bat. Do not neglect this part. So again, welcome to OPTAVIA, and a little bit of information. And then it really goes into just the 6 steps to optimal health. And then you will just work your way through. And again, this is not linear in any possible way, right? This is a journey. So you could be going to 1 and then 2. Once you hit 2, you move on to 3, but then you could go back to 2. And then you go to 3, then you go to 4, then you come back to 2. It's life. Things happen, right? Things get, you go through hard seasons where, you go back to old habits and things like that. But for the most part, forward progress is the goal here, not perfection, progress. So most people will utilize the 5-in-1 plan, and that's basically using 5 fuelings and 1 lean and green. That's just eating a super lean protein and healthy vegetables. And it gives you here is a list of the leaner and lean proteins, and you can just choose any of those. And then on the next page, again, is your the lower carbohydrate, like vegetables and things, and then some of the other ranking vegetables here. Now it does, the app does have lots and lots and lots of different recipes that you can try. So I would highly encourage you to check out the app. It has a lot of great and pretty tasty recipes. You just have to understand that you are now going against the grain with how you're eating. And basically, you're declaring war on the food industry because I hate to break it to you, the food industry cares 0% about your health, 0% about diseases that you will have in the future. They only care about making money. And so that's the hard reality of it. And so I hope that didn't break any bubbles. Anyway, so most people will be using the 5-in-1 plan to get to their healthy weight. This could take months. It took me probably 4 or 5 months. Let's see, I started in July, so let's see, August, September, October, November. It took me 5 months to get to my healthy weight. It took me 5 months to release 40 pounds. And it could take you longer than that. It could take you shorter than that. It's completely up to your body and how it's going to work. So it has a lot of like extra tips and things in this guide. And then here is a healthy fats list to help you prepare and cook with your lean and green. It has a huge list of salad dressings. They are not terrible for you. They're not awful. You know, they're pretty good, and they can help make your food taste better. And then condiments and things like that. And all of these give you like the correct portion sizes, which I think is really interesting. So definitely read all of this before you start, because then it says, you know, week 1, and then you just go right into it. So I'm going to really quickly show you mine. So it has you go through like day 1, day 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you write down. Pen and paper is a huge part of this because it helps you to come into really great habits. Down here, it has drinking 8 8-ounce glasses of water. So 64 ounces of water per day. And then you just give a little check mark when you have completed a cup. And then you write down all of your fuelings and your lean and green meal. So how this worked for me is I would eat breakfast using a fueling. I would eat my morning snack using a fueling, lunch using a fueling, my after lunch snack using a fueling. For dinner, I would have my lean and green meal. And then after dinner, I would have a fueling as like a nighttime snack. Now you can use your lean and green meal during lunchtime if that works better for your schedule. It just worked out better for me to always have it at dinner so that when I'm sitting down with my family, I kind of feel like I am partaking. So here's my week, and then on the very end here, it gives you like things that you need to do that week to help you start making healthier choices. So then that's week 1, and then you would go into week 2, and then kind of the same thing, only this time you're doing something extra down here. So now you're logging what you're eating, you're logging how much water you have, and then down here, this is kind of being mindful and writing down like what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and things like that. And again, here are things to do during those days. And so this really goes through the first 3 weeks. This is talking about cutting out caffeine or having less caffeine. So again, logging your meals, your water, your thoughts and feelings, and then here's your caffeine. I do not drink a lot of caffeine, so this was not a problem for me. And then things to read here for each day. And then week 4. So when you get here, you're doing, again, just your meals, water, your thoughts and feelings, caffeine, and then down here, this talks about standing for 2 extra minutes a day, which I thought was very interesting. And then this says week 5, celebrate and continue. You have 4 weeks of experience with writing things down, so they want you to just really kind of continue that until you hit your weight goal, and you will definitely be in constant communication with your coach about how you're doing. And then after that is called transition, and that will transition you back from relying on your fuelings and one green and meal, kind of slowly reintroducing different food groups back to your diet. So it's a very easy program to follow as far as like the meals and things, but the biggest thing for me, there's 2 things actually. Number 1 is the community. Monday through Saturday, there are the Zoom calls where coaches and clients are just sharing their journeys with you. It's really encouraging, and I love that portion. And the second part is the life book. This does not come with the kit. You can order it as part of your kit. I went online and bought this pretty affordably off of Amazon, but this is where the meat and potatoes is. This is where you are going to get your information on how to make lasting change on your life. Let me get back to that page. there are 6 main components to the program. So most of the time you are going to start with healthy weight management, but there are all kinds of different things that you can work on throughout your life. And again, just because you like get here doesn't mean you're not going to go back here every once in a while. Or just because you master this and go on here doesn't mean you're going to have to work on things. It's a journey, okay? And so these are all the things that make up the macro habits of health for the program. And so again, I've been on this journey a year, and I have almost a year, and I have this much left because I really wanted to take my time going through this book, really digesting the information in it, and kind of taking it to heart. So that is the literature, the education part, because once we change this, things become more manageable, things become more habitual, and we can start to create new habits that kind of take the place of these old unhealthy habits. So when you get your first kit, it will look something similar to this massive box that I have here. It will have all kinds of different foods in it. Like, this is not my first box. This is close to my 12th box. So after your first month, you can go onto the website and you can really customize it to fit your preferences. They have all kinds of different breakfast foods and snack foods and like kind of entrees and things like that. And I've tried every single thing that they have to offer, except for one thing, and I'll get to that in a second. But I just want to show you what came in my box today. Now, after the first month, your coach will talk to you about adding in amino acids, which this has become a crucial part of my day, and some protein powder, and I already have that, so I didn't order it in this box. But I'm just going to take out my boxes and show you what I have here. This is the maple and brown sugar oatmeal. These are red bean and vegetable chili mixes, creamy vanilla shake, drizzled berry crisp bar, raisin oat cinnamon crisp bar, chocolate mint cookie crisp bar. This tastes basically like a Thin Mint cookie, so yum. You also get a shaker with your first box. I actually have 3 of these because this is my 3rd one. One of them cracked, and so I had to buy another one. This is the cheesy buttermilk cheddar mac, and then these are snacks. These do not count as a fueling, but they are a very quick, small snack if you just kind of need something else. This is the puffed ranch snack. These are the sweet and salty puffed snacks. And then they have they're starting a new line of foods called Ascend, and these are meal replacement bars, a higher protein count in here. And so these are the chocolate brownie, and I use these for breakfast. Okay, so those were the fuelings that came with my box this month. Now, like I said before, I am in transition, and I've been in transition for a couple months now. And so one of the things that I'm doing is trying their lean and green meals. So this is the turkey meatball marinara, and then I have, let's see, what's this one? The chili lime chicken and long grain rice. And then this one is chicken cacciatore. Now, these are just the 3 flavors. In my box, I have a whole bunch. I have all of those. And so these are just like things you throw into the microwave, and it helps you to have a lean and green meal ready to go. If you have like a late night, or if you're super busy that day, you can just toss one of those in the microwave. You have a perfectly portioned, perfectly nutritional meal for you. So this is just what I got, okay? Your box will look completely different than mine, and that's okay. So I'm really quickly going to show you where I keep my stuff. So I'll just walk over here. Here's my pantry. I don't even go into my pantry when I am getting my food. I keep my food over here in this pie safe, and so I keep all of my stuff down here. I used to have all of my boxes just lined up, but it's easier if I just kind of have these big containers and put the stuff in there. So this was my last box of oatmeal, apple and cinnamon. And then this one has all kinds of different of the granola bars. This one is a bunch of different shakes. And then this is the big thing of protein powder. So again, one of the macro habits is healthy surroundings, and one of the things that helps me is to keep my food away from where the pantry is, because not that my kids have a bunch of junk food in there, but it's just really helpful to have a separate space where my food goes. That way I'm not even tempted when I go, if I have to go in there. So your box will come with this and your fuelings. You'll start your program, work through the life book. And again, this is not supposed, this should take you about a year to get through all of the elements. That's what the chapters are called, is elements. And then the Zoom calls Monday through Saturday. And I'm just so thankful for this community. I have learned so much through the literature, and I have definitely seen the improvements it's made to my health, and that confidence that I have gained by releasing those unhealthy, pounds, and just seeing what my body is capable of is just crazy awesome. So that was a super fast, in-depth look and kind of intro to what OPTAVIA is. Again, I will be kind of slowly making more videos about my health journey. But if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below, and I will try to answer them the best that I can. But if you are tired of being tired, I know that's kind of like a phrase people use a lot, but if you are tired of being tired, try OPTAVIA. Try it for 1 month and see what it could mean for your life. So that is my challenge to you. It is, you have to be ready for it, because it is very hard, like I said, because you are declaring all-out war on the food industry. They do not care about you. They don't know you. And that's how they make their money. So thank you so much for watching this video. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video really soon. Bye.